Hello everyone, welcome back to your online English class. Today I am here with the second part of the chapter Glimpses of the Past written by H.D. Sawant. So in the previous part we have read that starting from 1757 to 1835 there were many incidents when the British tried to overpower the Indian rulers. One firm determined ruler was Tipu Sultan who was against of all this, but he fought and died in the fight with the British. The Indian rulers were very short sighted, so they were overpowered very easily. Then came the different opinions among Indians. Some thought the British were helping them, but some other realized that they were trying to enslave all of them. The religious preachers started to preach the customs like untouchability and child marriage. Then came Raja Ram Mohan Roy, who wanted to stop this, and he convinced everyone that all the religions are same and teach us the same thing. So don't hate each other and live with unity. He started publishing newspaper to prepare the mass for freedom fighting. But this paper was also stopped by the British. The craft workers, farmers and entire Indian community was heavily taxed and they were becoming poorer and the British were making fortune and riches over their ruin. They were controlling the Indian industries and getting profit. This is the story that we have read in the previous part. Now, from here, I'll take on the second part of the chapter, Glimpses of the Past. And the next part starts from dissatisfaction, continued from 1835 to 1856. Education in India was in Persian and Sanskrit. In 1835, an Englishman named Macaulay suggested a change. We should teach the natives through the English language. I agree. English education produced clerks to whom the British gave petty jobs under them. Incidentally, it also produced a new generation of intellectuals. We must educate our brothers and try to improve their material conditions. For that, we must convey our grievances to the British Parliament. Grievances means complaints. By 1856, the British had conquered the whole of India. Yellow part indicating the princely states and pink part indicating the British area. They cared little about the needs of Indians. Our kings have become puppets and we have lost our jobs and lands. They are converting our brothers. You only talk, do something to drive them out. So now, before 1835, the education in India was given in Persian and Sanskrit language. In 1835, Lord Macaulay suggested that English should be used in education. Their main aim was to create a group of clerks that could help them in their administrative purposes. Of course, a new, wise, and intelligent generation was developed just because of this new education system. Some thought that they will educate the mass, but some were thinking to make complaints of their problems in the British Parliament. Of course, it was futile because the British were very careless about the benefit of Indians. By 1856, the entire India was under British rule. As you can see in the map, that the yellow part indicating princely states and pink part indicating British area, and yellow part is less than pink part. Now, the British were only making their money and fulfilling their selfish purposes. They were very careless about the needs of Indians. So there was a lot of dissatisfaction among the people. They were thinking that their kings had become only a puppet in the hands of the British, and just because of them they had to suffer. So there was a desire of taking revenge generated in some Indians' heart. Now, the next incident related to the Sparks continued from 1855 to 1857. Taxes continued to ruin the peasants, and Bengal, the Santals who had lost their lands under the new land rules, became desperate. In 1855, they rose in rebellion and massacred Europeans and their supporters alike. Rebellion means revolt, and massacred means kill, desperate means annoyed, peasants means farmers. So between 1855 to 1857, a private group named Santals was completely annoyed by the British rule. They had lost their lands due to the heavy taxes upon them. They started to rebel by killing many Europeans and their servants as well. There was humiliation in East India Army too. So discontent was brewing in East India Army Company too. The white soldiers get huge pay, mansions to live in servants, while we get a pittance and slow promotions. The Angrez ask us to cross the sea, which is against our religion. Who is the Topiwala to abolish our age-old customs? Topiwala word is used for Angrez here. We must drive out the Angrez. Sepoy Mangal Pandey attacked the adjutant of his regiment and was executed. Adjutant means the low-ranked officer. Thousands of other sepoys revolted. They were stripped of their uniforms, humiliated and put in irons. So in this way, there was the humiliation in East India Company's army because they were satisfied with the system that the white soldiers were getting higher pay and good allotments to live, while the Indian soldiers were getting lower pay and they were forced to cross the sea that was against their religion. So, this was the discrimination made by the British government. So, they all were very annoyed with this discrimination. One soldier, Mangal Pandey, thought to drive out the British from the country and he attacked on the officer of his unit and was punished. Many of other Indian soldiers were also annoyed and revolted, but they were stripped of their uniforms and beaten up badly with the iron rods. Now, few Englishmen had care to understand Indian customs or the people's mind. O proud Brahmin soldiers, do you know that the grease on the bullet you have to bite is made from fat of the cows and pigs? What? The white man has deceived us too? Soon chapatis were sent from village to village to tell the people that their emperor would want their services. Yes, all my villagemen will be ready. Similarly, lotus flowers circulated among Indian soldiers. Death to the foreigner. The masses gave all help and shelter to the patriots. Then, some English soldiers understood the feelings of Indian soldiers and their customs too. So one day they informed them that they had to bite off the bullet which consisted the fat of the cows and pigs. Then they could not tolerate all this. So the movement of getting freedom was started to develop. They started circulating the masses in the form of chapatis and circulating lotus flowers among the masses. They all were ready to join the freedom movement and drive out the British from India. Now, the revolt that was started from 1857. Then there was a violent outbreak in Meerut. The sepoys marched to Delhi. Long live our Emperor Bahadur Shah. The rebellion spread wider. Many landlords had lost their lands because of the British policies and they were sore. Sore means unhappy. The white man's rules must end. Yes, we'll help you. So here, the famous revolt of 1857 started from Meerut. The soldiers forwarded to Delhi and started praising Bahadur Shah Jafar. He helped them in this rebellion, but this rebellion was spreading like fire. Even the landlords who had lost their lands started to join this movement. Every Indian, man, woman, child, everyone started joining this movement. And they realized that this was the time for the British to leave their country. Now, the fight for freedom that was started in 1857. Many former rulers like Begum Hazrat Mahal of Lucknow were bitter. The white man has taken away my kingdom. Popular leaders like Maulvi Ahmadullah of Faizabad told the people, rise, brothers, rise. The Angrez is ruining our land. The people rose everywhere in Bareilly, Kanpur, and Allahabad. They joined the upsurge against the foreigner. Upsurge means movement. Azimullah Khan told Tatya Tope, we should have Peshwa Nana Sahib as our leader in this war of independence. 80-year-old Kumar Singh of Bihar received a bullet in his wrist. Mother Ganga, this is my last offering to you. The patriots pounced upon the British and fought pitched battles at all over North India. Pounced upon means attacked. So here, by 1857, many rulers like Begum Hazrat Mahal and Maulvi Ahmadullah had also started growing unhappy with the British rule. They agitated the people to revolt and to make the British to leave their country. The people were collected from everywhere, from Bareilly, Kanpur and Allahabad, and they joined the movement of freedom fighting. Azimullah Khan advised Tatya Tope to start off with the War of Independence, in which Peshwa Nana Sahib will lead the people. While there is another story of Kumar Singh of Bihar who was hit by a bullet in his wrist, and to save himself he cut off his wrist and gave it to river Ganga as his last offering to it. So all the patriots attacked the British and fought very bravely at different places with them. And all over North India the fight was continued. So by the end of 1857, when we have seen the incidents now, we know that entire India had jumped into this rebellion against British. We know what happened after that, and ultimately, because of the endless sacrifices, today we are definitely enjoying our freedom. So, the moral of the story is that whenever you feel someone is trying to dominate a place or a country, there are a few people who are ready to fight with that dominating persons. There will always be freedom fighters or rebels in every era that comes. As today we are enjoying our freedom, we must not forget the sacrifices of those people who fought for the freedom of our country. And just because of them, we are living the peaceful life. So, we should always remember them. So, that's all in the explanation of this chapter. We'll meet soon with the next topic. Till then, take good care of you. Stay healthy, stay safe. Thank you, all children.